This is Kirk Sinclair, the hiking humanitarian, and I'm speaking to Kevin McGruther here in Crested Butte in the Union Congregational Church, and I'm looking at a bunch of produce here that's a spin-off from a farmer's market that Kevin has helped to organize. So let's start with that, Kevin. How did that farmer's market evolve?
The farmer's market evolved about 5 years ago. We had an article in the newspaper that talked about why did our community not have a farmer's market. I didn't even read that paper. My wife's assistant at her office thought that maybe I might be a good man for that job for some reason. So I went down to a lot of the focus meetings, and it culminated in the birth of the Crested Butte Farmers Market in 2007 in June. And so since then we've incorporated, we've become larger and larger. We've really become a pinnacle of what a farmer's market can be, as far as accountability and product and relationships with our farmers and producers. That we do have strict regulations that we do our best to enforce, and we're being a progressive and humanitarian organization. Sometimes we don't make changes right in midstream. We'll make a transition in the off season, and then so each year we've become more and more successful. The energy down there has just been tremendous, and we've really started it as a selfish endeavor. I personally bringing to the table my chronic pain that I had acquired in my mid-20s as a result of living on my standard American everything diet and so forth. I'm a world traveler and grew up all over the United States, and I ate everything that came in front of me, and without thinking very much about it. Well, it turns out that is a good way to damage your body and to bring various medical problems into your life, and in my case manifested in chronic pain in my mid-20s. And guess what? There is no cure for chronic pain as far as I'm aware. Medicine has nothing to offer you if you're president of the country or if you're a billionaire. You have no cure for pain. So I came back from the Front Range discouraged by a doctor who told me I was going to have to live with my pain and wanted to begin more experimental procedures. And I went and sought help from a local naturopath in Gunnison, Roanne Rouse, and she got me on a liver cleanse and a diet change, a holistic diet change. I coupled that with acupuncture here at the Wellness Guild in this community from Karen Adelman, and between that, holistically, I really began to change my lifestyle. I just really focused on, well-being, sleeping well and regularly, avoiding stressful situations where possible, and fundamentally paying attention to what I consumed. And through that process, I achieved really a lessening of my pain. I still deal with it in off and on situations, but to a great extent, it has been relieved as a result of a dramatic change in my personal diet. And my wife has a similar story. I'll make it brief, but she also has achieved health through dietary change. She had Graves' disease, which is a thyroid problem. And as a result of being diagnosed by an endocrinologist up in Denver, she was diagnosed with celiac disease. So she removed wheat from her diet, and she normalized her thyroid. And she has since been healthy and normal thyroid, and she has conceived a child, which she had been told she would never do in her life. Medicine generally offers a McDonald's treatment for the thyroid disorder. They'll radioactively ablate or kill your thyroid, and then you're on Synthroid for the rest of your life. That's what medicine had to offer through insurance. We did not find that to be a satisfactory option for us, and we're very happy that food diet change really fundamentally helped and healed us. And we are believers because we actually went through it, and efficacy is the key to me. So regardless of what you call it, as long as health and efficacy follows, then that's a successful thing. So as an offshoot of that, my selfish need here in Crested Butte, the end of the road, all food we receive comes very much to this end-of-the-line destination resort that we're at from hundreds, if not thousands of miles away, historically speaking. So I said, well, I want to live here, and I also want to be able to eat well and live the good life as well as I can. So I went ahead and I've put a tremendous amount of energy to that end, and it turns out that it's a very popular end, that many other people are actually very into that goal. And that's really where the success of the farmers market has come from, that lack of agricultural infrastructure that we have, coupled with that desire. So we're filling that niche. People are happy to play a part in the economy for it. We're generating revenue for our community government. We're generating jobs for our community members and surrounding county members as well. So we're generating a healthy, sustainable economic infrastructure within this community. And so with the market itself, the end for me was not monetary. We are truly running a not-for-profit. So I've tried every turn to take money out of the system, actually, and we've been very successful in that end. So we've started a couple programs. A few years ago, we began giving surplus dollars to our local health department and basically privately financing our local women and infant children program. So we've managed to give about 25 or 26 of our local families about $100 to come spend at the farmers market. And in other states, people take federal dollars and then it's distributed so people can go to a farmers market and shop. There are farmers market nutrition programs in other states. Colorado does not participate in that program, so if you get WIC program dollars, you can't go to a farmer's market and spend them. So we've just privately instituted it. And in states that do receive millions of federal funding for that program, each family gets per year about $25. So we've been able to, by privately financing for our community, within our community, we've been able to quadruple what the federal government's been able to do from within our community. So that's one way that we've diverted our dollars to assist our community. This is another way. Our farmers have driven 50 to 90 miles because we have no food infrastructure here, each way in order to do business here in Crested Butte, where we have a deficit of food infrastructure. They're coming from the Western Slope, which has a huge infrastructure for agriculture, but everybody's got it, so it's not an economic commodity. So they come over here, and so they're driving 50, 90 miles. The last thing they want to do after waking at 4 a.m. to come drive 50, 90 miles with a truck full of food, stand on the street all day and hope to sell it, is to pack up their food to take it home where more food is coming out of the ground. Mm-hmm. So we allowed our farmers, we said, we'll start a food for fees program, and as far as I know, this is unique as well. Hello. In the country, as far as instituting it as a program, as a food for fees program, where our farmers can pay us with an aftermarket reduced retail price for their fees instead of money coming to the market, so they keep economic sustainability, financial wherewithal to take back to their community to continue farming in a sustainable fashion, and then they come hopefully back year after year and go ahead and work with us on that regular basis as well. So it's hopefully building that economic sustainable infrastructure and jobs that everybody's talking about, but nobody seems to be able to satisfy.
Let me see if I understand that. So in lieu of, farmers will pay a fee to participate in the farmers market, but in lieu of that, rather than having to take home a lot of the goods, you will accept that in lieu of the fee, and now I see it's made its way here to this food bank.
That's correct. We contacted this Union Congregational Church last year, but we just didn't have the time. I have many things. I'm about to be a 6-year-old son. I'm on the board for an observatory in Gunnison. I'm running for town council this November, so I have a lot of things going on, but went ahead and I plugged it in this year so that I could come over here and hang out for a couple hours and just see if we could fulfill the need. And in past years, I've outletted it to events. I've just tried to find healthy ways to get it out. As we've begun this experimental program, there's inherently going to be waste. It's an experiment. We're trying to get better and better. So yes, this is a new real food bank. It just seems like the alternative food banks, historically, it's commodity foods. It's shelf life foods that don't have the highest nutrition. It's certainly more nutritious than nothing. On the other hand, if you could have this stuff, which seems like a fundamental health care situation, if you can live off of it, what have you, then you can go ahead and live better and really satisfy those missions that these other organizations have as a stated goal, but aren't necessarily able to do because they've been leveraged one way or the other to whatever agenda's needs. So we feel like as a result of, through our not-for-profit, we can go ahead and direct it in this private fashion and help our community from within and not have these external business agendas or political agendas direct the mission of what we're trying to do, which ultimately is to get better food, and then to share it with the community and to build that infrastructure.
Well, thank you very much, Kevin. That was quite enlightening, and what a great approach to tying in several different issues, important issues together. This is Kirk Sinclair, Hiking Humanitarian.